I'ma just like, like start from the beginning. Let y'all know all the details of, like how Bone Thugs and Harmony actually came about. You know what I'm saying? So, how it started, it was like, I think it was like 1990, I really don't remember. You know what I'm saying? But I was in the 7th grade, and that's when I first met Lazy Bone. But we had like a home economics class together. And he used to do the beatbox. When anybody's familiar with hip hop, you know what I'm saying, how it originated. We used to do this shit. Beatbox, we used to make beats with their mouth. He was real. Lazy Bone was like one of the people who used to do that. Like he was real good at doing that. And, so we had a class together, and I used to rap, and he used to do the beatbox. So like when I found out he could do beatbox, he started doing beats with me while I was rapping. And so I had my English class. I had Flesh and Bones in my English class. Flesh and Bone also did the beatbox. Just so y'all know, Flesh and Bone and Lazy Bone is brothers. But at the time, I didn't know this. So I got a class with got an English class with Flesh and Bone. And he did the beatbox, and I heard him do the beats, and he used to do the beats while I rapped. So I was like, I know somebody we need to battle this one dude in my other class. He beatboxed too, so you know what I'm saying? When the English class was over, I drug him all the way down to meet this other dude that I wanted him to battle in beatboxing. So when I brought them together, he was like, nigga, this is my motherfucking brother. I was like, damn, you serious? He was like, cause they ain't look nothing like me, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, he was like, that's my brother. Like, so we just started hanging out in the hallways after class every day. Like they would do the beatboxing, I would rap, you know what I'm saying? That's how we came close. And we used to have a group called the Band-Aid Boys. We used to walk around with Band-Aids and shit on our eyes and praise, you know what I'm saying? But we used to rap like back in junior high. So we really didn't meet. Wishbone is also their cousin, so they are related. You know what I'm saying? Like Wishbone never really rapped. He was just like the dude who just hung around. He was like the hard kid, like the real street dude. You know, so like out in the streets and just doing his own thing. We really didn't meet Busy Bone until high school. So we entered a lot of talent shows in Cleveland. You know, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the city of Cleveland, but it's really not much there. You know what I'm saying? It's really grimy. It's really gutter. If you know anybody that made it out of Ohio, period, you know what I'm saying? They're really a hard time hustle. You know, it takes a lot for a person to make it out of where I come from. So we basically just had a dream. We basically had a dream to make it in this music. But we had so many obstacles in front of us, just trying to get off the streets, you know, like it was hard in Cleveland. Because there's so many obstacles to where, I had to serve time in prison. I served 2 years in prison for some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I actually served 2 years in prison for accidentally shooting Wishbone in the leg. That's something that everybody probably don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like it was out doing some crazy stuff one night, you know, and I was drunk and trying to load a shotgun and didn't realize what was going on, and I accidentally shot Wishbone in the leg. So it was so much crazy stuff going on. Like I actually went to prison for that. Wishbone didn't press charges, but if you're from America, you know, a person don't have to really press charges because the state can pick it up and just get charged with the crime and send you to jail or whatever. But anyway, I did 2 years in jail, and while I was locked up, you know, like I just sat up and I thought every day. You know, so even people in prison used to tell me, like the OGs used to tell me, it was like, you know, one dude who was there, he was serving like 55 years in prison. He heard my music, because I used to rap when I was locked up, and he heard me, and he was like, bro, out of everybody in here, you probably look like the only person that don't belong here. You know what I'm saying? And that just stuck with me. Like the whole time I was there, I just thought about like what he told me, and I was like, when I get out, I'm never coming back there because it really wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, my place in life is doing music, so it's like once I got out, you know, I went back and we came up with this plan. We came up with a plan to like basically leave Cleveland and like chase our dreams. So that's when we decided to go to Los Angeles. And that plan all came about when Fleshbone was actually going to school out in Los Angeles, and because he was trying to play basketball from there. He was like really into the sports. He really wasn't a part of Bone Thugs and Harmony until like later on. But because he was like real serious about his school, and then he was trying to play basketball. So he was out in California going to school. And he called us one day and he told us, he was like, man, you know, I done ran into so many celebrities and so many people in the music business and so many actors and entertainers that I think this is where y'all need to be if y'all really trying to, you know, like, if y'all trying to succeed. I think y'all need to be here. So we came back home and we hustled up some money. We all hustled up money to get bus tickets to go to Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really know nobody in Los Angeles. We went out to Los Angeles and we was like, this is it. This is do or die. We got to get up and go get what we really want. If we stay here in Cleveland, it ain't nothing but jail time and just like nobody nowhere else, you know, like that was living at us. Like, so we had to make that choice to really like get up and take action on like us like really succeed. So November 19th, 1993, we decided to get on the Greyhound bus and go to California. None of us had been to California but Flesh and Bone. We didn't know nobody here. Just going out here, just like, all I can remember thinking is when I was on the bus, it's like, all that was going through my head was Crips and Bloods, Crips and Bloods. I'm like, oh shit, we finna get killed out this one. Crips and Bloods, you know what I'm saying? That's all I was thinking, but I didn't know. I'm thinking, so I get off the bus, things gonna be shooting at me, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. So, you know, but when we got there, luckily, there was some more cats that was going to school out there in California that was from Cleveland. And they had like a one-bedroom apartment. It was like 9 of us. So it was like 9 of us in a one-bedroom apartment for like 2 months. Until we finally got kicked out of that apartment. And then so we met some people that lived out there. Like it was a dude and his girlfriend and their daughter. It was kind enough to let us stay with them, like just because we rapped to them one day and they liked our music and they understood our struggle, like where we came from and what we was trying to do. So they was like, y'all can stay here until y'all, you know, until y'all get on y'all feet or whatever. So we stayed here and we was like 6 months in to being in California, and then a damn earthquake hit. Scariest shit of my life. Earthquake hitting, it was like the 94 earthquake in Los Angeles, and I was like, man, the hell with this music shit, I'm going back home. This earthquake shit, I never experienced nothing like that before, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was crazy, you know, but we all came together and was like, no, ain't gonna let this deter us. There's nothing back home in Cleveland, we staying here. So we stayed here for a couple more months, and we got people we were staying with, they actually gave us the number to Tone Low. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Tone Low, right? They gave us the address to Tone Low's house, and he stayed like right around the corner from where we were staying at the time. So, you know, we walking through LA, getting all kinds, getting sweated by everybody. We walking through the hood, you know, dudes pulling up on us like, what section you from, where y'all from, and honestly, the only way I think we made it out of that was like, it was completely by God, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you ain't familiar with the streets of LA, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't heard, it's not a pleasant place you want to be, especially if you don't know people, you know what I'm saying? We was brand new, although we was from Cleveland, you know, we had imitated everything we saw in NWA and Eazy-E. So we had the khakis, we had the braids, we had, you know, like Pendleton shirts, so we was looking like we was from California. So like, dudes pulling up on us like, where y'all from? who was y'all? Like, but it was only by the grace of God, like nothing ever happened to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we get to Tone Loke's house and we go up to the door, we ring the doorbell, and Tone Loke's manager came outside and we started rapping for him. Tone Loke come outside with a big ass cigar in his mouth, smoking. You know what I'm saying? He listened to us for a minute and he like turned around and went back in the house. To make a long story short, nothing really never came from it. We got the manager's number, but he never called us. We called him several times, he never replied, so that was out the window. So we sitting at the house one day, just stressing, like, what we gonna do? And we get a phone call from one of our dudes from Cleveland, and he told us, he said, I got the number to Ruthless Records. He asked us if we wanted it, and he was like, hell yeah, we do. That's what we out here for. So he gave us the number. As soon as he gave us the number, we immediately started calling Ruthless Records every single day, every day, all day, every day. We called there so much that the secretary was like, look, I'm gonna make sure he call y'all motherfuckers back, because y'all get the money back. Y'all call it every goddamn day. I'm gonna make sure he call y'all back. So the very next day, Easy calls us back. Busy picks up the phone. And all I hear, I was in the room with Busy, and Busy was like, who is this? He was like, this is Easy E, I'm calling to speak to Bone. And Busy jumped up like, oh shit. He was like, and he threw the phone to me. And he was like, rap for him. I just picked up the phone, I'm like phoned in with the phone, picked up the phone, and I'm just like, and I started rapping for him, and then after I rapped, Easy was like, God damn, he was like, who's this? I was like, I'm in a group named Bone, and there's like 4 other dudes that rap way better than that. And he was like, where y'all from? I was like, we from Cleveland. And he was like, I got the deal. And then he was like, I'm gonna call y'all back. I'm gonna call y'all back in like 2 hours. Then she answered the phone, like, so we can set some stuff up. So man, we hung up the phone and we was like pumped, running through the house screaming like we had lost our motherfucking mind. Oh shit, like, can't believe it. So the female, the house we was staying at, I guess the female was getting kind of tired of us being there. And like sometimes she used to do like a little spiteful shit. Like that day, like she actually left the house and locked the phone in her room. Like so we couldn't get to the phone. Like so all day we hearing the phone ringing. Like going crazy, like, oh shit, that's Easy calling, we can't answer the phone. Like, we wanted to kick that motherfucker in, but you know, we was like, had respect for the household, and we was like, we never heard from Easy again, so we was like, he said he had a show in Cleveland, let's try to get back to Cleveland and meet him at the show. So we called our dude back, the one that gave us the number, and we asked him, we was like, if we get back to Cleveland, will we be able to open up the show for Easy E? And he was like, if y'all make it back, I can guarantee y'all a spot to open up for Easy. So we went to hustling, you know what I'm saying? We went to the streets, calling our family back home, you know, like asking for money to get back home. And we eventually came up with enough money, like it was like a week after, we eventually came up with enough money, just enough for the bus tickets back home. And if you know, on the bus ride home on the Greyhound bus, 3.5 days. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we just made enough money just for the bus tickets, so we didn't even have money to eat. So like we starved for like 3 days trying to get back home to meet Easy E, like no money. I mean, we may have ate one time because we stole some food. I don't know how we did it, but we was hungry. You know, we had to eat. So we get home, finally, vanished, starving, and we opened up the show for we get to open up the show for Easy. We performed. Easy went on. And after Easy went on, we just we acted like we was part of his entourage, and we snuck backstage like with his people. You know, as we snuck backstage, they stopped us at the dressing room. And Yellow Boy came outside. DJ Yellow, NWA came outside. We jumped right in. He was like, can we rap for you? He was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So we got to rapping, and we busting the same rap that I rapped for Easy on the phone. And Easy stuck his head out the door like, y'all the dudes that rap for me on the phone? And he was like, yeah. He was like, so, he was like, he actually like gave us his phone number. He gave us his house number, his phone number, and the number to the hotel, and the address to the hotel. So we knew he wasn't playing around. We was like, man, we on. We was like, we gonna come to the hotel. So we go to the hotel, and he come outside the hotel room, and I was tripping, because I'm like, man, this is a short, little motherfucker. I was like, this nigga's little. I was like, yeah, damn. But you know, I was tripping off that, but the whole time he was like, when y'all ready to leave? We was like, man, we ain't leave right now. We ain't got no clothes to take, we ain't got nothing to bring with us. Let's go. And the next day, he had like 5 Greyhound tickets at the bus station. Had money for us in the Western Union. We spent it all on blunts. He was in the game. Like, he brought us back to California. You know, he got back. We got back to California before he did, and we stayed in the hotel for like 2 days. And then he came to the hotel and he was like, tomorrow I'm coming to pick y'all up to take y'all to a couple of different studios. So he came and he picked us up. And that day he took us to 3 different studios. We went to one studio and it was a producer by the name of Rhythm D working in the studio. He had this beat like already playing. And when we heard it, like we immediately like started writing to the beat and like was filling the track. And it's actually the song that's on People on the Come Up Down for My Thing. So that's like the first song like we ever recorded with Eazy-E was the Down for My Thing on People on the Come Up. Then the next studio he took us to was a studio that him and NWA did a lot of their albums out of called Dirt Bike Studios in Torrance, California. And DJ Yellow was in there working on a song. When we walked in, he was like, I want y'all to listen to this track to see if y'all like it. So when he pressed play, the first thing we heard was, For the Love of Money. And we was like, we want that track right now. Let's go. Let's go. Put in there like immediately, like I wrote the song in like an hour or two and just knocked it out. Then the third studio he took us to, it's like 12 midnight by now. So like we damn near sleeping and like this motherfucker working us to death already, and it's the first day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we go to the third studio, and it was a dude named DJ Unique. You know what I'm saying? He came to us and he was like, I want to know how y'all. He listened to us rap acapella, and then he was like, I want to know like what kind of idea y'all got for y'all tracks, because y'all got a very different style. So I want to know what kind of ideas y'all got for y'all music. So we went into the booth. And we started humming stuff to him. And we was like, it's crazy because we started humming stuff to him, and like the first beat we hummed to him was like No Surrender. And he came and like whipped the beat up. And then no. We hummed No Surrender to him, Thuggish Ruggish Bone, and Creeping on the Come Up. We hummed those 3 songs to him on the mic. And when we went to go get something to eat, came back, he had all 3 beats done. Like he was like, this is exactly how we wanted these beats to sound. We went in, did our verses, and after DJ Unique, you know, we really stopped going to other doing new music. Oh yeah. Yeah, still doing new music always. You know what I'm saying? I stay in the studio 24/7. Like to me, that's the best part of being an artist, is being in the studio and performing for the fans that appreciate your music. You know, music. Business, you gotta be on the business, but like, that's the stressful part. This is the part, you know, like making music and doing shows is what reminds me of why I like doing this, why I like making music, you know, because it's for the love of music. Good.
So, is it possible that you can reunion?
Man, me and Bones is basically talking about a reunion. You know, next year we'll mark like 20 years that we have been in the game. Been a group, so like next year we're talking about doing a world tour, all 5 members. You know, niggas ain't criminals no more, they can get passports. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole problem. You know, everybody wasn't able to get passports and for whatever situation they had going on. We definitely talking about doing something for next year. And basically starting off, we'll be headlining the Rock the Bills tour this summer, coming up, all 5 members. So we just confirmed that situation like before I came here. So we'll be getting seeing a lot of Bone, all 5 members, hearing a lot of like new stuff from us. You know, we still here, we still working. So been here for a long time, bro.
But is it possible to hear you spit some bars? Come on, it happened.
I knew somebody was going to ask that.
Yeah, of course, you Sweden once.
Oh yeah, I spit the shit out, spit on the phone for easy eat. Shit,
Yeah.
shit together, so they do it.
Yeah.
It's old school, but I hope I remember.
I think everybody is waiting.
It's well, it's the nigga that wants again. The niggas, they pick up their pit and they try to get 10% off that they win. It's that Mac 10 that's blasting. Pick up my gun and get running up from niggas' ass and pop up my clip when you asking who in the fuck is that masked man? The nigga that's pulling the trigger and just cause I'm slimmer, they figure they bigger. But when you consider a killer that's pulling the cap, down with them niggas that rolling the pack, the strap so pack you got. If I see it like I can see with the murder, so when you up and when you fuck, niggas get nervous, they heard that I buck. And that's all.
Calling yourself this Band-Aid how did you name the Bone?
Well, man, when you first had that, man, the Band-Aid boy, that shit was all a joke.
Yeah,
Band-Aid boy, you know what I'm saying?
What's up with the Bone?
Man, the Bone name, what happened was, Lazy Bone had got arrested, so he was a juvenile. He got caught with a whole bunch of rocks. Okay, and like for the amount of dope he got caught with, like back then, it was crazy. So since he was a minor, they gave his mom the option of he go do this jail time, or you can send him to live with his uncle in Texas. So Lazy Bone was forced to move to Texas for like 2 years. And like for a whole 2 years, I didn't like see him or talk to him or nothing, but I kept rapping and he kept writing. You know what I'm saying? So I had like, while he was gone, I had like my own little crew that I had, you know what I'm saying? Like I was still rapping. And he came back to visit one time. And he went by my father's house and he told my father that he was home. And my father called me and told me, he said, Steve is home. So I was like, what? So I jumped up, put on my clothes, and I went down to the hood, and I went over his mother's house, and he was there. So I was like, man, what's up? He was like, he had reunited for 2 years. And he hung out, he was there for a week. We hung out and kicked it, and it was time for him to leave. Like his uncle was like, it's time to leave, but I was telling him, I was like, I kind of like pumped him up. I'm like, man, you don't need to go back. You need to stay here so we can work on this music shit and just get our shit together. You should stay. Tell your uncle you ain't going back. And he was like, I gotta go back. It's a court order. I was like, man, fuck what they talking about. Stay here. Just make this music. And, I pumped him up enough like to tell his uncle like that he wasn't going back. Like his uncle was pissed. He was like, okay, I'm gonna let the police deal with this. He stayed, and he was like, when I was out in Texas, me and my partners out there had like a little group. It was called Bone Enterprise. And he was like, I think we should use that. I think we should use that for our group. I think we should be called Bone Enterprise. And Lazy's name was actually Busy Bone at first. He was Busy Bone at first, and he was like, everybody should have Bone names. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna be Krayzie Bone. And then he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna change my name and I'll be Lazy Bone. That's how our names rhyme. So like it was just me and Lazy at first. Like me and Lazy like started the whole thing. That's why both our names is like kind of the same. So like we started and Wishbone was always around. Like I said, this their cousin. Like Wish just started coming up. Wish actually used to be the person when we did talent shows. He would make up the stage shows. Like what we would do on stage. And he was a real street dude, so he always had some real ghetto shit for us to do. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy mentality. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he used to do that, and then later on he started writing. Like I said, Fleshbone wasn't really in our groups. Like he used to hang with us in beatbox in junior high school, but when he got to high school, he was more into school. Busy Bone, we actually met in high school. Lazy Bone brought Busy Bone up in my house one day. He was just like this. He was like a real like nervous type energy type thing. Like didn't really know too much about the streets. Like didn't really know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like a lost little kid. He was like 13 when he had just turned 13. I was like 15 or 16. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he came around. It was crazy because the first time I met Busy, this dude stayed over my house for like 2 weeks.
First time.
Yeah, very first time. I'm like, nigga, you ain't got no parents. My mother was asking, like, where's this damn mother and father at? They ain't worried about him. It was crazy, like, so, but it was crazy like that. But I got to know him and Busy. We used to do talent shows, but Lazy for some reason never want to let us in the group. Like they was like, I don't think you ready. I'm like, man, let the little nigga in the group, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, hell no. So then we done a talent show one time, and I convinced Lazy like to let him rap, and like the crowd went crazy. I was like, man, I told you this nigga in the group. So then it was Krayzie, Lazy, and Busy. And then Wish decided he wanted me in, so he was like, I'm gonna be Wishbone. Like, so we was like, and we started like practicing writing. You know, like so we became Bone Enterprise, and we actually met a dude out there that owned a record store called Kermit. And he was after I got out of prison, Lazy had made this connection with me. And when I came home from prison, Lazy introduced me to him, and I rapped for him. Then he took all of us up there, and dude was like, I want to sign y'all as a group. And so that's when we went to the studio and we recorded Faces of Death, our first local album. Then after that, we right before we decided to go to Los Angeles, we decided to keep the Bone and drop Enterprise and just be called Bone. Like Bone is the family name. That's why everybody got like the last name Bone, because it represents the unity and the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we're gonna keep that. But then when we went to Los Angeles and hooked up with Easy, we had a song called Thugs in Harmony. And since Easy being the visionary that he was like, that should be your name, Thugs in Harmony. It was like, yeah, but Bone represent the family though. He was like, so he called Bone Thugs in Harmony. And we was like, cool, that's what it is. And that's what it's been, like I said. So that's the story.